A true horror story. Near the outskirts of Nawababad, nestled between dense forests and crumbling ruins, lay a small, forgotten settlement known to locals as the Silent Alleys. Zayan, a traveler who often ventured out in search of ancient mysteries and forgotten lore, arrived at the edge of the village just as the sun began to sink below the horizon. Zayan parked his vehicle at the edge of the settlement. The air held a strange, biting chill that seemed to seep straight into his bones. A heavy silence hung over the village, as if time itself had come to a standstill. He noticed that on the door of every house, a weathered wooden plaque hung, inscribed with a chilling warning. He who hears never returns. Zayan dismissed it as mere superstition. But as he stepped forward, he felt the distinct sound of footsteps tracking him from behind. When he spun around, no one was there. Instead, an old, rusted door began to creak open on its own. Darkness had now fully engulfed the area. Zayan clicked on his flashlight and stepped into the dilapidated house. The sight inside was macabre. The walls were covered in markings that could not have been made by human hands. Suddenly, a raspy whisper cut through the silence. "Zayan, why did you awaken us?" The voice was inches from his ear. He turned, trembling, but there was nothing there except an antique mirror. In the glass, he saw his own reflection, but his reflection had no eyes, only two hollow, bottomless pits. Zayan realized this was no ordinary place. It was a sanctuary where lost souls and human fears dwelled together. He tried to flee, but the path seemed to shift and vanish before him. Every street, every turn led him back to the same crumbling mansion. Then he saw smoke rising from the ground, and from within it, a shadow emerged. The silhouette was that of the ancient king mentioned in the forbidden chronicles of Nawababad. The shadow reached out a spectral hand toward Zayan and hissed, "Disturbing the silence is a fatal mistake." Zayan summoned all his strength and bolted toward his vehicle. As he scrambled into the driver's seat and started the engine, he glanced into the rearview mirror. A shadow was sitting directly in the back seat. He whipped his head around, but the back was empty. The only thing left behind was a tattered note that read, "You are no longer alone." Zayan is still in Nawababad, but he is a changed man. He often drives through the city streets at night, muttering to himself. People say he is still listening to the whispers he first heard in that village. Have you ever felt, even when you are completely alone, that someone else is watching you? Perhaps the dead whispers are still continuing.